Hi, welcome to Greece Travel Guide. Today's video is another coronavirus update for anyone who's planning to travel to Greece in the next fortnight. It's a follow-up to a video that we produced last week. I'll put a link in the top corner here. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend you check it out, as it does contain some information on things like filling out the PLF form and the current local restrictions that are in place in Greece that I won't be covering again in this video. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the recent daily case numbers for Greece and what that might mean for any travellers in terms of the likelihood of quarantine being imposed, particularly for UK travellers, but also really for anyone else that's thinking of travelling to Greece. As you can see on the screen, I'm now putting up the daily case numbers from the beginning of August. So we can see that at the beginning of the month, the case numbers were relatively low, around the 100 a day mark. And then towards the middle of the month, it grew quite rapidly up to a peak of 251 cases on the 14th of August. The good news is that since then, in the past week, it's starting to flatten out, and we can see that it's been hovering around the 200 to 250 a day mark. So what do these figures mean for UK tourists? Well, the government recently announced that one of the key criteria for putting a country on the quarantine list, meaning that UK visitors would have to self-isolate for 14 days on their return, is a figure of 20 or more daily cases per 100,000 population, averaged over a rolling 7-day period. So if we take the figures that we can see on screen and apply that logic to them, we come up with an average of around 14.5 at the moment, which is still quite a way underneath this 20 threshold. And that's based on a population of Greece of 10.5 million from the website Worldometers. So that figure does vary depending on which source you use for the population of Greece, but it's roughly between 14 and 15 at the moment. Another reason to be optimistic about these figures is that we're currently coming to the end of the holiday period for Greek locals, so many people online are speculating that the case numbers should start to flatten out as a combination of the local restrictions that are already in place having more of an impact, and also the reduction in travelling of Greek locals. And also it's coming to the end of the UK holiday season as well, with schools due to return early in September, so many tourists who are in Greece at the moment are probably going to be heading home in the next week or two. Taking all that into account, we would hope that the number will continue to stabilise or maybe even drop in the next week or two. Just to finish off with a quick roundup of other countries and their quarantine restrictions in regards to travelling to Greece. The only update that we have at the moment is that Finland, from the 24th of August, have added Greece to the quarantine list, meaning that tourists from Finland will have to self-isolate for 14 days on their return. And they seem to have a much more strict criteria than the UK. Greece won't be taken off that list until the number of cases drops below 8 per 100,000. And the only other update for American tourists, no change from the last video as far as we're aware. Still banned from visiting any European countries, including Greece, unless you are exempt by virtue of having Greek citizenship. That's all for today's update. We'll try and bring another update video next week or sooner if there's any dramatic change, but for now it's looking relatively positive, and if you're planning travelling the next couple of weeks, I think you could be cautiously optimistic about your plans. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video.